Oh yeah, nice and quiet out here. The way I like it. The way I like it, Jack. Was it 5 5:13? 5:13 in the AM. Look at that. Tuesday, August 2nd. Good morning, and hope everyone has a beautiful day out there. You got the Enforcer 250 saying drive carefully and stay in your lane. It's the best. That's what's good about it. It's the best. You want the best, you gotta pay. Forget about the rest. Custom, handmade, hand built in the good old USA with American components.
Yeah, no, I know that, but why would you need so much? I'm gonna use my Johnny Control Woods, right? You got your radio on? You want the best? Go to China.
No, China no good. Forget about China. Well, to answer your question, sir, it's at my disposal if and when needed. That's why I have it.
Radio cut off, worldwide radio cut off. No, because I have one so you're rapping over there. You're like 100.
Well, depending upon what you want to spend. You got switching supplies out there that are a lot cheaper, and you get what you pay for. You want a duty cycle, you want continuous amperage at your disposal with no problems, no mess. You get the best. You want junk? There's other brands out there. That's all I can tell you.
I am on about 5-pound hammer.
You see, like that guy there that's making those sounds, Richie 127, the junkie. He buys cheap stuff because he's a crackhead. He can't afford it. So we understand. But when you got a good job and you're making some nice paper, money's not an option. So I get the best that I could afford, which is usually the best that's out there. So you pay for what you get, sir. There's no shortcuts in life. You want to buy cheap, you get cheap. You want to go to a crackhead to get radios worked on, you go to Richie. You want real work done, you go to PM Electronics on the island, or you go to Delta in the Bronx, Delta Electronics. Then you get quality work. So, it's all up to what you want to spend. You see, there's some of us that solicit in front of McDonald's, and there's some of us that go to work like myself in the morning. It is what it is out there. There's no shortcuts in life, because when you think you're getting over, that's it, man. You realize, you look in the mirror, you're like, damn it, boy. The man's 50 years old, and what did he do with himself? He's still a mumbling moron. Still smoking crack, K2, and still giving brain for a hit of cocaine. You don't want to end up like that.
Oh yeah, nobody knows it. Me and the stop bike.
So you got to spend the money there, driver. That's the answer to your question. You have to spend the money, and I don't mind spending the money as long as I get performance. And I'm not even using any power. I'm just running a stock radio. Like I said, I do have firepower at my disposal if and when needed. But, there's no competition out there. There's no power heavy hitters out there. So I squash them like a bug. That 127 Richie crackhead and his lucky boyfriend. I just crush them like cockroaches, They're insects. I don't need to put any amps in line, sir.
No, yeah, you don't have to tell me, man. Are you worldwide radio call? I said, there I go. I was talking to some schmuck who told me any hobby while I was trying to reach my friend out there on the road. It's probably not a ring.
Yeah, so, you got the Enforcer 250. They call me Enforcer 250 with my morning show Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Mondays and Fridays, excluding weekends, holidays, and vacation. So, if you notice my show has been a little anemic lately, that's due to the fact that I've just got off just came off of vacation, and back to work this week. So my morning show should be back in gear, pretty much. And you know, I hope everyone enjoys this 5-star show. And you know, you get what you pay for, just like everything else, man. You want to listen to a crackhead show, you watch Richie's program. You want to see the real deal, Holyfield, just the way it is, truth and justice, the American way, unblemished, okay, untainted, you watch Enforcer 250. Just type in Enforcer space 250 on YouTube and you see truth and justice at its best.
The most talked about, most alien weird man on and off this mic, you know who.
That's right, Java. You get what you pay for in life. You got that 100% right. You get what you pay for. You want to see a 5-star program, a 5-star show, you check out Enforcer Space 250 on YouTube. Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., excluding weekends, holidays, and vacation. But what you don't want to hear that crackhead that's going, cha-cha-cha-cha, that's Richard 127. You don't want to watch his show. Of course, that man is a known pedophile. Just look at one of his video gates where he encourages his sexual deviant behavior with children. So you don't want to watch his show. That guy is not a good individual. He likes commenting on young ladies doing street performance and then commenting on their backside. So you surely don't want to watch his program.
2 numbers, NYCMS19.
But you could check out his show and you could see how he's a sexual deviant. He lust over young teenagers and then comments on their backside. This is a man that claims, you know, he's a type of individual that show improve, yet he clearly displays his homosexuality desires and his sexual deviant behavior around children. So you don't want to watch 127's show. That guy's bad news, and he's a coward. I invited him at the Barclays Center several times. He was a no-show.
Richie Radio number 2. They should have called it Richie Radio 2.
The guy is a crackhead, junkie monkey, and he loves giving brain for a hit of cocaine.
Audio 101.
And you listen to him, you say to yourself, shit, you got to say no to drugs.
Who's he talking to anyway?
You just got to say no to crack. You got to say no to drugs, man. Especially K2. But that's turning cats into zombies, man. You don't want to do that. You don't want to end up like Cracky 127. You got to say no to K2.
Someday I'll rub off on him. You see how...
Look, he wants to rub against another man, you see? If he's not a homosexual, what do you call that?
Non-core drugs. And I taught him a lot of vocabulary. Now he's trying to talk like me. But I don't think he likes talking like me. I think he likes trying to talk like me while he talks about me. Worldwide, radio cut off. Here I go.
Anyway, let me go have my cup of Java. I will be back. And the show will conclude. So you can come with your comments. If you have any questions, comments, I'm glad to answer any and all your questions. Just let me go get myself a cup of Java, and in about a half hour, actually about 45 minutes, maybe, no, you figure a half hour. I got to get out of here. I got to head to the salt mine, and I got to make that money, pay my taxes, so I can support losers like 127 in his Section 8 apartment, so he could collect his EBT card, his allowance, and not to mention his 250-minute Obama fund. We can't forget that. But that's going to all come to an end with the new administration. And, you know, like I told him, you know, you don't want to pay taxes, you know, when you get to that ripe age, when you hit those golden years, you know, you're going to be in the street again. You remember that day, Richard, when the big man saw you in the back of that gas station laying horizontal on a cardboard box, and he picked you up and he says, come on, son, come on, I'm going to show you the light. I'm going to get you out of this situation. And he did.
Now one time, you figured out that big man started all those rumors and lies about Richie, and then after 3-4 months of Richie's antenna in the air, he got to lay eyes on Richie. 250, 250, you got a copy? Audio.
Yeah, who's calling 250? Go ahead, sir.
Where's that radio stop in the Bronx? Talking to me?
That's Delta Electronics. I don't know the exact address. You could Google it. Just Google Delta Electronics, Bronx, New York. I'm not familiar with the exact street, cross street, but that's a place you want to go to if you want your radio work done. Or you could go to PM Electronics, which is probably out of your way unless you live in Long Island. But yeah, it's Delta Electronics if you got to do it locally. But whatever you do, for God's sakes, do not go to that crackhead 127 unless you want an ashtray mod. You know, it's totally up to you. I can't force anyone to do what they want to do with their money. But Richard is a prolific drug dealer. He's a pedophile and crackhead. Not drug dealer, drug user. Let me correct myself. He couldn't sell drugs if he wanted to. He's a prolific drug user, and he desires young children, man. You could check him out on NYC MS19 and look at the title, 10 Feet Tall. He checks out young, underage girls on stilts performing a street act and admiring their backside. Young girls, 15, 14, 16. The guy is a prolific pedophile and drug user. And by no means do you go to that man. That man will do you wrong. So I'm out here just to warn the general public. If you want your radio work done and done right and get a warranty and get respect, you go to Delta Electronics in the Bronx. Just ask for Sam. Tell them Enforcer sent you, or you go to PM Electronics and ask for Bob. Those guys, they'll do your radio once and do it right. And you'll get back on the road and you'll have a smile on your face. Anyway, let me get my cup of Java. I'll be back. They call me Enforcer 250. They call me Enforcer 250 with my barefoot 5-watt, 5-pound steel hammer. General Stonewall Jackson, and I just got down.
Well, I'll tell you what, sir. I'm a reporter for Enforcer. I'll tell you what I know. Thank you. A month ago, the power...
You're welcome, sir. If I can help you in any way or form, I'll gladly do so.
The power supply. Maybe the power supply works, but we all know Lenny, he don't know how to change it over. So you mean to tell me he got 5 pounds of bullshit? Is that what you're saying, Pistol?
There's another prolific homosexual out there by the name of Small Fry Junkie Fry. He's another pill popping junkie. The man has a bad back and he's driving a big diesel truck and he's on painkillers. You know, I don't think that's legal to be on prescription drugs and be behind the wheel of a big diesel truck. So he's next to be taken down.
He riding a shotgun, man. Yeah.
That guy, they call him Small Fry Junkie Fry 206. That's Richie's. That's his one of his lovers. He calls him his lucky girlfriend. That's what Richie calls him. Or is it lucky boyfriend? Let me correct that. Richie calls him his lucky boyfriend. Lord have mercy, what is this world coming to? Yeah, I remember back in the days when men were men and women were women. Today, you don't know what you're going to find. You got sidewalk sissies like Richie 127 that gives brain for a hit of cocaine. You know, it's terrible out here, man. What is this world coming to?
Who's he talking to? Lord have mercy. I hope it...
You know, it's a shame. It's a shame. Then you got guys on K2 like Richie 127 that smokes that crack in that K2 and then he thinks he's some kind of secret agent or superhero. And you say to yourself, man, this wasn't like this back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. It wasn't like this. Yeah, you had crackheads, but it wasn't like this, man. Now you got walking zombies. Lord have mercy. Anyway, my coffee's ready to get cold, man. I'll be back, man. They call me Enforcer 250 somewhere around the lower deck with my General Stonewall Jackson. That's 5 watts, 5 pound steel hammer. And I just got down.
And ended on a Friday. The team of New York, I'm going to get back quiet and trying to figure out who he's talking to out here. Worldwide, radio call. The most talked about, most feared, every man on the man wave. That hole in the wall, Brooklyn, New York TV shop. Pistol, man. 8 minutes and 15 seconds, my video gate. I don't know, you check out on my video gate who's he talking to. Nah, man, we got to go watch his TV repeat himself over and over while he smoked crack and came to in the back of no weed. Whoa! Just to find out who he's talking to.
I told you, he's talking to the Manhattan Ghosts.
Damn it. I thought one of you truck drivers were holding his hand out here, man. I thought one of you dog punkers were giving him combo today, man.
I heard him a little bit when you shut off your amplifier, because I see that you did something. I heard him for a little bit, but every time he tried to key up in there with you, you knocked him right off of my radio. And the video gets...
Well, you know, I'm hoping he gets somebody to change over that Texas Star, man. He did the unboxing, what, a month ago? And the power supply came in last week. And we still ain't hearing, well, actually, you know, any turn he ever made on or off the mic, he doesn't live up to any of them. The king is clear.
Alright, I'm gonna shut this one off. This one is gonna be with 10 minutes. I'm gonna keep these video gates at 10 minutes. I don't want to stretch the timer too much, so I'm gonna keep this one at 10 minutes. I'm gonna get my cup of coffee and I'll be back.
Yeah, I'm due for my third cup of coffee. Plus, I want to roast as hell. Because, you know, hey, listen. I smoke more weed and goddamn, I'm clear.
Where you at?
I wanna hold your hand. I wanna hold your hand. I guess he can't wake up the bad girl, the 20-block away neighbor, to talk to or you know, key up when he's talking to somebody and he has somebody a question and somebody starts putting the right answer back and then his neighbor 20 blocks away wants to cut it out. I guess he can't wake that bitch up this morning. The king of New York is clear. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Oh yeah, I'm back. And what did I miss out here? I want to get my cup of Java. What's good out here?
Richie, let that boy talk.
Nice and quiet out here. Junkie free, storytelling free, the way I like it.
Let that boy talk.
Nice and quiet, crack and junkie free. This the way the enforcer likes it. Oh yeah.
I don't want to talk when he wants to talk about me and seeing.
Look, now he don't want to talk. You see, he's like a little sissy. I don't want to talk about me. Oh, but when I put him on blast, when he was a no-show at the Barclays Center, you had to hear how irate he became. And no, enforcer, I want to talk. Let's talk. Like, oh, he was begging to talk to me, man. Now that he has his boyfriend out there, small fry, junkie fry, he has his lucky boyfriend. Now he's a tough guy, you know. Now he's brave. He has someone's hand to hold, you know. It's typical like that with a sissy boy like 127. You know, as long as he has his lucky boyfriend out there, or another man to hold his hand, then he tries to be brave and he tries to be a man. But you know how that is. When he's out there by himself, they're getting smacked up, you know, he gets quiet right quick.
Look, the Texas Star's been there a month. The Power Supply a week. We know why the Texas Star ain't on. You need a cat like Richie to make it work on the meter. Go hole in the wall.
I never knew I needed Richie to make my equipment work. That's funny. Did you hear what that junkie just said? I need a cat like Richie for my radio to work or my amp. Unbelievable, man. I mean, I'm talking right now, and Richie had no part of this radio working. You know, if I need something done, I do it myself. Definitely don't want to go to a crackhead.
Easy, brother. Hey, Personal Grip, this is...
So I don't know what the boy's talking about. He needs a cat like Richie to make my Texas Star work. What's that boy talking about, man? He's smoking that K2 again? Lord have mercy. Hey, that Texas Star works fine, man. I just don't need it in line at the present time because there's no competition out there. I crushed a junkie in Jersey in the motor car, 206. I crushed him. I crushed the junkie over there in Brooklyn, 127. So why do I need to waste precious electricity and energy on two junkies when I squash them barefoot with a barefoot 5-watt, 5-pound radio? I don't need to run power. But if and when I do, I have that beautiful, beautiful X-Force custom hand-built 100 amp power supply at my disposal along with that V500. So like I said, if and when needed, I can put that system into effect. But at the present time, my 5-watt, 5-pound steel hammer is doing just fine. They call me Enforcer 250 around the lower deck. Let me sit back, have the rest of my Java, and get ready for work. The Enforcer 250 show will continue, and that's it. Let me finish up my Java here before it gets cold. So if anyone has any legitimate questions out there, you want to pass it to the Enforcer, whether it be technical in nature, just talk to me, and if I can help you, I'll definitely give you that information and advice. But whatever you do not go to that junkie 127, because that man's a prolific drug user and pedophile. You do not want to go to that crackhead unless you want brain.
Stop the fucking crying, dude.
Unless you want brain, but you got to hit him off with a hit of cocaine. So I don't know if you want to do that. You want to go to Real Tech, you just go to Delta Electronics in the Bronx and ask for Sam and tell him Enforcer sent you. Or you ask for Bob at PM Electronics on the island. But whatever you do, do not go to that crackhead 127. He will fuck your shit up.
He's crying like a baby. Crying.
That's why you got to say no to drugs, and you just got to say junkie and crackhead free. You just got to say no to drugs, man. You have to. Because this world is definitely falling apart when you got these two junkie monkeys like 206 and 127. When you got two junkie monkeys like that, it really messes up the airwaves. That's why I'm out here to provide truth and justice the American way.
Sounded that good, man. Appreciate the Watergate. In the bathroom. I'm going to smoke this joint. I'll be back. Then I'm going to come back and smoke him like the boss.
Look at that. He's going to smoke drugs right away. The first thing that junkie does, he wants to smoke his drugs. And you want that junkie to work on your radio? The man don't wake up and wash his mouth, his ass. First thing he wants to do is put drugs in his body. You want that junkie to work on your radio? It's all self-explanatory. Just listen to the crackhead. Listen to that junkie and you tell me, do you want that man to work on your equipment? Do you want 127 to work on your radio? Well, you do the decision. You make your decision. I can't make it for you. But I tell you one thing. If you want your car fixed and you see a mechanic plunging needles in his arm and snorting crack, would you go to that guy? Nope, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I hear that, man. Sounding good over here, number 4.
But it's all good, because you got guys like 206. He's another pain pillar. He's he pops pills, man. He got a bad back. And, you know, that's why he likes to hold Richie's hand, because he's a druggie himself. So I guess when you have guys like that, they can help each other out, you know. One's a crackhead, the other's a painkiller abuser. So it is what it is, man. But hopefully this will all change with the next administration. and they'll definitely modify the laws so that these junkies just can't do what they want to do. You know what I mean? Got to put his foot. The laws got to become more stringent.
Down me and my loose wheel mobile, chopping down some big trees.
Anyway, let me put it on the side. It's getting about that time. It's about that time I finish doing what I got to do here and head out the door. They call me a Enforcer 250 with my 5-watt, 5-pound General Stonewall Jackson somewhere around the lower deck, and I just got down.
Sound like I fixed the connector, or do I still got a leak, man? And my treble or my mid-range, Michael?
Listen to this guy, man. Listen to that junkie. Do you want to sound like a nasal Tin Man crackhead? Do you want to sound like that guy? You want to sound like the Tin Man? Then you bring your radio to Richie.
That means I still got a leak.
Yeah, he's got anal drip.
And a bad jumper. But my watch and SWR.
Look, he's got all kind of RF problems, and he's gonna work on your equipment. What a joke.
Yeah, I'm rocking a high mic.
What a clown. He's got all kind of RF problems. He's gonna work on your radio? I don't think so.
Hey, Pistol Grip, when you keyed up this time, you were breaking up a little bit, but at the end of the transmission, you were good, Pistol Grip.
The only time he hears Richie is when I unkey this mic. That's the only time he hears that junkie.
Hey, but I was too tired to rewire one to the Ranger. So I'm still working at it.
Anyway, I'll be on the side. They call me Enforcer 250. Let me finish up what I got to do. And this gate will continue until I'm ready to leave. They call me Enforcer 250 around the lower deck. And I just got down.
Worldwide, no squeal, mobile, chopping down some big trees and cut some radios off, and I got down.
39 minutes and 37 seconds and NYCMS 1 show video gate. Audio. Now, man, what the
Stack collar, man, so I got the one, big brother, I haven't heard you in a long time. Yo, stack it out, small fry, mobile with the wave, bang, bang. You're on fire right there, man. Stack it out, you're on fire. A lot of big radios out there, but I got you on it well, man. Hey, stack it out.
Look, I got them all keying up on each other, man. That's funny. You got Crackhead 127 and the other junkie 206 keying up on each other. You gotta love it.
No, a small fry with the wave.
You gotta love it when they both key up on each other and they say they don't hear me. You gotta love it. That just goes to show you, man, who's telling the truth and who's lying. You don't hear the crackhead anymore when I key up. You definitely don't hear that junkie. You do not hear that crackhead 127. Just say bye-bye to Cracky 127 and say no to drugs. You gotta say no to drugs, you gotta say no to crack, and you gotta say no to Richie. And the other junkie just got out of rehab. 206. Pedro just got out of rehab. He was there for about a couple of months, and he comes out and look at him. He's trying to pound his chest, man. That's another junkie. He just got out of rehab.
That's a nice sound. Yo, tell that dumb blower to take his time.
Look at that, 2 junkies, man. You gotta love it.
Anybody figure out who jumped?
Look at that, 2 crackheads.
Just trying to get high.
Yeah, but you know, if you want to get high, man, you gotta do that somewhere else. You know, we don't want junkies on this channel.
Yeah, we don't get high out here. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I'm gonna go on the side. I'm gonna smoke a joint. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, he's gonna smoke a joint. He's gonna light that pipe up, man. And this is the guy you want to work on your radio? I don't think so.
No.
Well, he's talking to you, Richie. It's your fault.
Nobody wants junkies working on their radio. I know I wouldn't. I wouldn't want a crackhead working on my car. You imagine a crackhead mechanic plunging needles in his arms, snorting coke, snorting crack, and K2. Would you want him to work on your car? No, I don't think so.
Zucchini, Doug Brugger.
You know, that's why you just gotta say no. You gotta say no. Put that pipe down, dog. Put it down. You gotta love it, man. I crushed these two junkie monkeys with a 5-watt radio. 5 pounds, steel hammer. You gotta love it. Look, I got one that's just, he's a bumbling idiot. He's going, he's just a fucking half a retard. And I got the other junkie over there in Jersey, and I crushed both of them. And they're both running about a kilowatt apiece, man. One's running 1,000 watt in a mobile, and one's running 1,000 watt base. And I'm running 5 watts, and I'm killing both those junkies. You gotta love it.
You gotta love the way I work it. Watch Hershey. Watch that boy.
Look, he even uses my words. Look at it. What a junkie.
Squash. 240, 30. I got plenty of it lined up, racked up. Do as I say, not as I do. You might learn something.
That's why you just gotta say no to drugs and no to painkillers, man. You see that pain-killing junkie over there in Jersey, and you got the crackhead in Brooklyn, 127, man. You just gotta tell these boys, put it down.
He never says yeah, any of that. He'll never have to worry about saying no. But I guess when we were all growing up in school and learning the golden rules, he was taking mommy's whole lunch money and running out the back door to get high. The king of New York, and I'm like, wow. He's got a mommy? Yeah, he's got one. She's in the Long Island Police blotter, soliciting herself to an undercover cop. Yes, sir. You know, that's Michael J.
Yeah, see, now Richie's talking about his own mother, you see? He's talking about when he was over there in Chesterborough, New Jersey, when his mommy had to sell her body to the Chesterborough PD so she could take care of her 3 brats. Huh? Was it Michael, Vincent, and Richie? You know, I don't blame her for selling her body. You know, she had to do what she had to do. But one of the 3 sons, you know, was he had some mental illness, you know. And what can I say? What's that word? I don't like to say retarded. Down syndrome. Yeah, Richie 127. Because of her drug abuse, he was born with a little Down syndrome. But you can't blame her. She had to do what she had to do. Poor little Richard, man. You say to yourself, damn, he didn't get any breaks in life. But then again, you can't blame the breaks you get. You got to take opportunities that come along. And crackhead chose the pipe instead of opportunity. So, you know, you can't blame it on the drugs. You got to blame it on his decision.
I'm worldwide, driver. What are you talking about? I can't wait to see what he's talking to. I'm a CB celebrity. Are we talking to you?
You got one junkie says he's a celebrity. You got the other junkie that thinks he's an ex-cop. You got to love this shit.
Manhattan Ghosts. I'm talking to a guy over here next to me. I was talking to a guy here next to me, man.
Well, try and figure it out before I come back for roasting this animal. I'll be back in a couple.
Hey, Enforcer, who you talking to?
Take your time.
You don't want to answer. He wants to talk when we talk.
Well, he says, you don't hear the junkies when I key up, and while he's talking to his video game, goes talking, I should hope you can't hear us in your video game when you press that mic. If you did, you'd be the Houdini of CB radio.
He's still learning. Enforcer's still a rookie. He doesn't know that if he transmits, it shuts off his receiver.
Well, you're learning a lot of things out here. Look at that. He cried for his whole first year and a half about my video game channel, and look what mine and your video games forced him to do, because he can't be heard in either one in the morning.
Hey, Roger, what you say, driver? Nah, he doesn't do that. He turns the volume down so he don't wake up his girlfriend. She'll tell him straight off to get off the radio, stupid.
Morning, Dorothy.
She's got her pants. She wears the fucking pants.
Hey, Dorothy. Good morning, good morning.
Here we go. About time we get some fucking horn. More horn, please. Yo, hit him up, 631, more horn. Yo, they call me the Wasabi Warrior, man. Too fucking easy. I'm slicing up some fucking radios out here, man. Yeah, you making a lot of noise too over here in Newark, man. Hey, long time no hear, man. Cisco Kid, you know who this is, man. Yo, Cisco Kid, you know who it is. I was down in Philly, man. They had me at the airport on a dump truck. I was down there for over a month and a half, but I'm back. Yo, Cisco Kid, guess what? I was expecting to come back and get a little competition with that 5-pound dildo from Manhattan. The same bullshit, man. The same fucking bullshit. All I hear is excuses and lies. Hey, that's Mr. Shoot the Justice. Hey. Hey, Roger on Truth and Justice, man. But, yeah, I thought I was gonna get a little competition going, and I come back and it's the same fucking bullshit. A lot of fucking tears.
Well, I'll tell you what, he must have missed you a whole lot because he was out here numerous days and numerous in his video games talking about how he ran you off Channel 19, how you're scanning the petrified of him.
Hey, listen, nobody runs me off no channels. If I'm not here, I'm working somewhere else or I'm taking a fucking break from the radio. But that's the way it is, man. But I was checking out the Cats video game, the unboxing of custom-made bullshit. It ain't no custom-made power supplies. I thought Dave Made was the shit. Now you don't talk about Dave Made no more? Now he talks about X-Force. And plus, hey, pay attention. All you guys gotta do, pay attention in the video.
That's what you hear. Nothing but jealousy and envy. Jealousy and envy. You gotta love it. Oh boy, at its best. Jealousy and envy. You gotta love it. Because these boys can't afford what I got, so they gotta envy me. You gotta love it how they envy the enforcer, man. They just watch my gates and just sit there with envy and like, damn, man, we wish we can get equipment, buy equipment like that. But junkies can't afford the stuff I got.
There was 100 amps.
Junkies can't afford the equipment I got. That's why he's so envious.
Cause they ain't cutting the mustard, man. But
100 amps. I'm using a 5-watt radio. What's this junkie talking about 100 amps? I'm using a 5-watt radio.
there's another thing. Something's wrong.
I don't even have an amplifier in line. That's how cracked up these junkies are. Now they're saying I got 100 amps in line. What kind of junkies are there? Listen to these crackheads.
Don't want to know that he ain't tech savvy enough.
I'm using a General Stonewall Jackson, junkie monkey. Look it up. General Stonewall Jackson. It's not a 100-watt radio. It's not a 1,000-watt radio. It's 5 watts. 5 watts, and I'm crushing you two junkies.
One of the manual of Texas Stars tell you
5 watts.
13.6. And it's even less than that if you got the cheap pills in it and not the Toshibas. I'll be back, man. She told me I got a dollar man outside, so let me go take care of my next customer.
Yeah, he's got to light up his crack pipe. He'll be right back.
You know, it ain't no competition still.
Richie got to light up his crack pipe. He'll be back.
Be 200, 300. I'm still doing super light duty, man. I'm still doing.
He's got this boy he's got a you gotta love it, man. This boy got a 6 pill. He's got a 6 pill and I'm destroying him. He's got a 1x6. Actually 7 pills if you want to look at it. He's either a 6 or an 8 pill because I know he was talking about it. He's got an 8 pill and I'm crushing him with a 5-watt radio. You gotta love it.
Yo, man, you better bring back some grapes. Yeah, he wants to crush something, so...
An 8 pill and I'm running 5 watts against his 8 pill and I'm destroying that junkie. Then you got the other crackhead 127 is running 1,000 watts. He's running an Ameritron AL80B and I'm running 5 watts and I'm still destroying these junkies. Lord have mercy. And they want me to put my amp in line? I don't think so.
Got over here, and I might be able to squeeze another 300 watts.
Look at that. He wants to squeeze 300 on top of the 1,000 watts. And I'm squeezing 5 watts out of this and I'm taking that junkie out. Lord have mercy. Where's this world coming to?
It was actually the NYC Radio Wars playlist that turned him into a born-again Christian. But he wants to crush something, dude. So bring back some grapes so we can make some of that jailhouse hooch and get a little spirits in him. Audio because he's dreaming of having Richie in him and that's never going to happen. He better off with the spirits.
Richie sees spirits every time he wakes up, man. He sees spirits. He sees Joe Pistone. He sees the King of New York, Frank White. He sees all kind of spirits in himself. Richie, stop. Put the pipe down, you crackhead.
What? Hey, he sees me wake up. He sees me wake.
The first thing he does when he wakes up, what does he do? Gotta light that L. He wants to put drugs in his body.
Squash.
And you want that junkie working on your radio? The first thing he does is put dope in his body. You want that junkie working on your radio? I don't think so.
Yo, the fast talking, slow walking, Neil Lancer and skip shooting, audio swinging, big badge wielding, second son of the big gun, hole in the wall, Brooklyn, Leo Kimmy shop, pistol, bang, 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 bang.
Well, look, he copies everything everyone else does. Look at that. What a junkie. Anyway, this is going to conclude my my morning show, and I got to get out of here. I got to work, pay the bills, pay the taxes, so crackheads like 127 could sit in his Section 8 apartment talking nonsense all day and all night. But that's going to end soon because the next administration is going to make a lot of changes. So enjoy it, man. Enjoy that free apartment there, crackhead. Anyway, I got to go. They call me Enforcer 250. Just check out my show, Enforcer Space 250 on YouTube. Enforcer Space 250 on YouTube, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., excluding holidays, weekends, and vacation. Check out my page. If you want truth and justice at its finest, at its best, and you want to look at a 5-star, world-known show, just check me out. With that, catch you tomorrow. They call me Enforcer 250, somewhere around the lower deck, with my 5-watt, 5-pound steel hammer, General Stonewall Jackson, and I just got down.
Every morning, when his little LES cheerleaders, the king of the all come back live.
Thank God. 5 pounds of bullshit.
Good morning, 909. 909 Enforcer just 110.7, dude. He's been waiting for you all morning. I'm gonna sit back quiet. He just 110.7, dude.
I the channel? He didn't even say bye.
Not for nothing. I didn't even know he was out here. My video